Hi, my name's David Berger and I'm principal of AVRO Academy, and I want to talk to you a bit today about our educational ideas and philosophy at the school. What we call this educational philosophy is living education, and the main idea is that education and student has to be connected to each other. And if you don't connect the student with the way of learning, then the student becomes distracted, annoyed, frustrated, and essentially not a good student, and unfortunately not usually even a good person in society at the end of the process, or possibly not a good person in society. My background is I taught environmental philosophy at York University for 7 years, and in the process realized that the way that we do education is really central to what we learn. When you actually talk to educators and say, what are you trying to do? Educators say the main thing that they're trying to do is teach students learning skills and abilities to learn in the future. But when you go to the curriculum, you find that most teachers spend a lot of their time teaching information and details, which sometimes annoy students or frustrate them or whatever, to the point where the education system kind of falls down, at least in terms of engaging the student. So what we do here, and with Living Education, is really simple, but really amazing. Basically what we do is we ask the student, how do you learn information? The curriculum says learn about the geography of Canada or something like that. But it doesn't say how you're supposed to learn about it. So we say to the student, how do you want to learn about this information? And there's actually no wrong answer to that question. So some students might say, I want to read about it. Someone else might say, I want to watch YouTube videos. Someone else might say, I'm going to go talk to people. They're all reasonable answers and kind of recognize the individuality of the student, which is really important. So student goes and you facilitate this process of helping them find good information and find the details that they need to learn, and kind of tell them what, you're on their side in the sense of telling them what they have to learn and helping them stay focused so they're learning the things they're supposed to in whatever way they're interested in learning. The next part of the process, another piece that kind of goes along with that, is sometimes you ask students, what are you interested in as an individual? It's kind of, who are you? If you engage with the student as to who they are, then they'll kind of open up and want to be involved in the system and recognize it appreciates them. So maybe one student says, I'm really into cars. You say, great, so maybe you can map Canada by looking at distances and roads and how cars connect different aspects of the country, or when roads or trains have been built, or, you know. So you could find out Canadian geography just by looking at the transportation system. The final, really the simple and final piece to the process is there's no right or wrong way for a student to prove that they've learned something. So you can say to a student, how do you want to show me or prove to me that you've learned about the geography of Canada? And some students might say, I want to write an essay, although they're in the minority. They exist. So you say, great, write an essay, I'll help you do it. Another student might say, I want to do a PowerPoint presentation. Great, do a PowerPoint presentation. And another student might say, I want to do a cardboard poster with all the information on it. Great, do a cardboard poster, or a photo essay, or a whatever, or maybe a speech. Many students just want to talk about what they've learned. So then the student is empowered to express, both to take in information in a way that is good for them, and to express information in a way that's good for them. And they're recognized as an individual with their own ways of doing things. Many people will say, but they all have to learn how to write an essay. Well, if the student chooses not to write an essay for that point, that about the geography of Canada, at least what I often say to students is, well, you do know that you have to, if you want to go to university, which some do, you might have to learn essay writing skills at some point. So if the student chooses not to do it in that instance, they're choosing and recognizing that they're not good at that ability. They don't have that ability yet, which is a really important part of the learning process, in the sense that they've learned what they've recognized. Oh yeah, I guess before I get to university, I should learn how to write an essay. So they're learning what they know, they're learning how they express themselves, they're reminding themselves that they may not be good at something, a skill that they want to get later, and they're feeling empowered in the process.